It's the truth, even the future, you know.
Earned the title. I have multiple degrees, and I'm not going to prove anything to anybody.
6 separate degrees, 3 doctorates, 0 proof. There is a video on Club Shay Shay where Dr. Cheyenne Bryant explicitly states that she has 6 separate degrees.
I ran into 6 degrees, 3 doctorates, a master's degree.
And out of those 6 separate degrees, 3 of those are doctorates.
I ran into 6 degrees, 3 doctorates, a master's degree, a house.
She has been a doctoral candidate 3 separate times. And 3 separate times, she is unable to find the transcripts proving that she completed said degree. You're telling me this woman has the intellect to sit down and obtain 6 separate degrees, but does not have the intellect to follow through to show proof of her credentials that she's loudly stating on various platforms. 6 separate degrees, 3 doctorates, 0 proof. Make that shit make sense, because 2 + 2 = 4, and she got 7. That don't add up.
My obedience is to God, not to people. And so as long as I'm in his will and I'm serving and I'm doing his, his word, my sheep will know my voice. Even the sheep in wolf clothing. That is not my battle.
But
That's
with the questions that are out there, why not provide the proof of your degree? Why not?
Well, a couple of things, right? I have multiple degrees, and my thing is that my proof isn't something that I have to prove to individuals. My proof is already within my credentials, my degrees, and also more than just my titles. It's in how effective I've been.
So I've been in private practice as a doctor of psychology for 17 years.
When somebody say Dr. Bryant, it irks me. Where is she a doctor at?
Conversation about your doctorate because people can't find your dissertation online.
There's just no holding take for any of our records.
Because I've done the research. I don't see doctor nowhere.
Just
they
zero.
are going to do you online this week. They're going to say she has no records.
I don't need a doctorate in counseling psychology. All of my sessions have been live for the most part. My sessions with Nick Cannon, Cam Newton, Shannon Sharp, B. Simone, they have all been for the world to see, right? So no one knew who Dr. Bryant was prior to seeing all of my sessions that were live. And they deemed it, as well as I did before they did it, they can't validate me, I validated myself, they deemed it as my work being effective. I am effective at what I do. I'm educated and I'm successful in my lane, and I'll land on this, I created my own lane. And so a lot of times, Marissa, when people see that you created something that maybe they couldn't, admiration turns into envy.
What?
And you got to be okay.
I
and
see
you got to be okay with that in
as
that
an
space.
attack, but I think, and I've gotten this question from many viewers, and I owe it to them.
You
in
do.
Service to
Absolutely.
them. Why not drop doctor from your name if you cannot bring forth that doctoral degree?
So I've already covered this, right? And we're here obviously to talk about my new book. So I've earned the title. I have multiple degrees, and I'm not going to prove anything to anybody. And we're going to leave it just as that. Yeah.
Dr. Cheyenne Bryant.
Baby, Dr. Cheyenne Bryant.
And that's where, and you're staying.
Longer practice under a license.
And why
now I'm in private practice, I'm saying. And that's what people don't understand, right? So just to educate some folks a little bit.
Hello, my name is Dr. Raquel Martin. I'm a licensed clinical psychologist, professor of sciences, and podcast host who specializes in Black health and well-being. And I want to break down a clip from the Joe Budden podcast featuring someone who presents herself as Dr. Cheyenne Bryant. But before we dive in, I want to make something incredibly clear. Having a doctorate does not mean someone is a licensed mental health professional. You can have a doctorate in literature and be unlicensed, and you are still a doctor. You can have a doctorate in education and hold an LPC, being a licensed professional counselor, and you are a licensed mental health professional, and you are still a doctor, but your doctorate is not in psychology. When evaluating anyone's credentials, it's really critical to look at 2 things: what their doctorate is actually in, and whether they hold a relevant clinical license. In this case, the person you're about to hear from is unlicensed. I'm going to break down why that matters and why this particular message is harmful, especially to the Black community that she claims to be serving and that I actually serve.
A license is really only needed so you can bill insurance.
That is incredibly misleading. Yes, you do need a license to bill insurance, but that is not why licensure exists. Licensure protects you. It means I have completed specific education and supervised clinical hours, passed rigorous exams, and I'm accountable to a regulatory board. If I breach confidentiality, if I cross ethical boundaries or harm you, you have somewhere to file a complaint and be sure that I'm held accountable. A license is not paperwork just for billing. It's a consumer protection. When someone drops or loses or no longer has a license, they're not solely avoiding the insurance hassle. They're also removing your recourse if something goes terribly wrong.
Not binded by BBS, the Behavior Board Science Rules and Regulations and Ethics, and so it just opened up a whole nother floor in industry for me.
And she's also saying this like it's a good thing. I want to state something really important. Ethics codes exist to protect you from exploitation and boundary violation and providers practicing outside of their competence. When someone celebrates being free from ethical oversight, I want you to think of that as a red flag, a flashing one. It's a warning sign because those rules exist because real harm happens when they're not in place. So celebrating that you don't have to be accountable to that should be concerning to you.
As a therapist, two things: you can obviously make what you deserve, because therapy is real. We're giving everything we have in there, and we're unpacking shit, and we're helping you process through things. So it's not us sitting there, well, if you're an effective therapist, saying, tell me more. You should be unpacking, and you should be able to take somebody and drive with them to their goal.
And here's another thing. She keeps calling herself a therapist, and in most states, that's actually illegal without a license. You cannot legally use the title therapist or provide psychotherapy without licensure. What she's describing now is coaching, and coaching and therapy are fundamentally different. Coaches help with goals and accountability. Therapists are trained to diagnose and treat mental health conditions, trauma and depression and suicidality and psychosis. If someone with untreated bipolar disorder or PTSD thinks they're getting therapy from a coach, they're going to be seriously harmed. These are actual conditions that go undiagnosed and untreated, especially within the Black community.
You got Cheyenne Bryant out here getting exposed for being a fraud that I already knew she was, right? I've been saying this since this woman hit the scene. This woman is fake as hell. This woman don't make no sense. This woman is filled with word salad. This woman believes she knows it all. This woman is out here talking stupid talk, trying to dress it up real nice. But when you actually look and listen at the substance she is talking about, there's no substance there. She don't make no goddamn sense. She just used a bunch of words, put them together, and they go for it. So she's been getting called out because she keeps calling herself a doctor. She says she has 6 degrees, 3 doctorate, but she can never come out with no proof. And her excuse is the little BS school she went to, she can't get the paperwork. She can't get the transcript. You know, the school closed. I got all these degrees, but I can't show you no proof of these degrees. But I'm going to constantly get online and talk about how I got these degrees and make it seem like, you know, I'm this doctor. And when people ask about it, I'm going to get mad. I'm going to get an attitude. Boy, you's a grifter. I don't even know why people put this woman on a platform anyways. She ain't never been married. She ain't got no kids. She ain't never proved anything she's trying to give advice on. She ain't never showed in her own damn real life that she can hold a relationship down. She was in a situationship with some nigga for 5 years who allegedly said he was going to marry her, but then she chose not to get married, but she want to run around talking about relationship. She want to run around talking about she a goddamn doctor, but can't show you proof. This woman had the nerve to say the proof of me being a doctor is in my degrees. That's where the proof is. The proof is in the degree that people are saying I'm not showing, and I'm still not going to show it, but I'm going to say the proof is in the degree. This woman sat there and said, people seeing me do my sessions live. All my sessions been live. My session with Cam Newton, Shannon Sharp, that was a session? Was that a session, or was that a goddamn interview that everybody else be doing? That was a session? That was no goddamn session? You went viral for checking Cam Newton, which wasn't hard to do. You wasn't spitting this top level game. All you did was told him, you need to stop basically being out here getting all these jokes pregnant, broken homes. Shit that niggas like me been talking about for over 10 years now. You ain't say nothing special. And that wasn't a session. It was a goddamn interview. Shannon Sharp interview wasn't a session. It was an interview. This woman sit there and say her sessions is going on people's podcasts and talking to them. She's so full of shit. And it warms my heart to see her get exposed now the way she's getting exposed, to a point where her back's against the wall. You're not a doctor. You don't have your doctorate. You can't prove it. The same university she says she went to, there are people who went there who's in the comments saying, look, I went there, I got my transcript, I went there, I got my proof. She's capping, she's a liar. She talks in circles. She don't make no damn sense when you really listen to her. Me going on Cam Newton's show was a session. That was not a session, ma'am. You're not licensed. You're not licensed. You be capping. You went on the Joe Budden podcast capping. Like people can't look up these things. Like people can't look up these things. This woman's something else. This woman literally said, anybody who cheats, if a man cheats, he wants to be caught or something like that. He wants to be caught. He wants to be caught cheating or some dumb shit. Like, you don't have people who literally cheat and don't be trying to get caught cheating. Literally. That's like saying if you break the law, you want to go to jail. If you a criminal, you want to go to jail. Like you ain't got niggas out here committing crimes who really want to get away with it. That's literally the goal, right? But she runs around here like she knows it all, but she don't know shit. She's only smart to dumb people. She's only smart to people who are impressed with the word salad. She's only smart to people who hear big words and long sentences. She'll talk for a whole hour just to say some shit that you can say in 2 damn minutes. She'll beat around the bush, talk in circles, just to say some generic, unimpressive thing. She don't be talking about nothing. Who in their right mind really going to some Cheyenne Bryant to get relationship advice if they're seeking marriage? They're seeking a long-term relationship. This woman has not had neither. This woman ain't got no damn kids. But you want to take advice from her on how to raise a family. What is wrong with them? This woman sucks dick and eat pussy. Confused. But you want to take advice from her. Can't even stand on business and just say, man, look, man, I ain't got no damn degree, man. I ain't no doctor. You ain't a doctor. But you let her tell it, why does it matter? Why does it matter? I ain't got nothing to prove to y'all. I ain't got nothing to prove to nobody but fans. And even then, it's the last time I'm going to talk about it because I ain't got to show y'all shit. I'm supposed to be a doctor, but I ain't got to show you shit. I ain't got no proof of this doctorate, but I'm going to walk around with a doc chain on. I'm going to walk around using my doctorates, like her whole thing is being a doctor. But she ain't going to show the proof that she is one. That woman said, well, if that's the case, why not just drop the doctor from your name? She over there mad. Over there in her feelings because people ain't drinking that Kool-Aid anymore. Is the women are now turning on Dr. Cheyenne Bryant. They're finally starting to see what niggas like me been seeing from the jump. I said, shorty full of shit. Running around there trying to be this doctor, but got your cleavage out, wearing a dress to see through. You supposed to be a doctor. Talking about, well, I do in my personal time. That's just how me. That's how I dress and stuff like that. But you're supposed to be this doctor. Who wants to see they so-called doctor out there with their ass out? Who wants to see that? But yet, all your sessions been on live for us to see. This woman is saying regular podcast interviews are a session now. And she ain't say nothing remarkable in any one of these interviews. At all. You sit there just talking in circles, word salading niggas to death. I don't know who worse at word salading you or damn Kamala. Just to say a bunch of words that don't even apply. And she didn't even answer the question when Lauren LaRosa asked her on The Breakfast Club. She talked in circles and didn't even address directly what was asked. But you know, everybody else just need to be quiet. Y'all just mad. Y'all hating. Come on, man. One reason why you're on some of these podcasts that keep you up there, because you gonna have thirsty niggas who's gonna want you up there because they feel like you look good for your age or whatever like that. You had other women listening to you. Cause see, one thing about women tend to follow other women they deem pretty, right? This is why they're quick to follow these celebrities, these women who become celebrities, who date these famous men. This is why you see them in these comment sections constantly calling other women beautiful and things like that. So when other women see that a woman is so-called beautiful and she got slick talk, they tend to follow them. They tend to take them serious. They tend to believe people like that, right? And this is what happened. She got platformed because of her looks. She got platformed because she kept talking about she's a doctor. Then she went viral because she checked Cam Newton. His ass done got up there and make that woman, make him look crazy. And that was her claim to fame, right? That was her claim to fame. I also believe she was on like the show, like I believe it was an MTV show, 16, the little pregnant show, this teen pregnant joint, Teen Mom, the little Teen Mom reunion joint. She was on there as a therapist, doctor, whatever she was. It's all cap, man. It's a grift. She's not a doctor. This woman never finished school. This woman never finished her degrees. This woman can't show you no proof of having a degree. She can't. This woman's full of shit. This woman's a scam artist. This woman's a fraud. And it's playing out in 4K. It's playing out. You really believe if this woman had her doctorate, she wouldn't show the world, she wouldn't show you miraculously the school that you could have got your proof for it got shut down and they only hold it for 2 years? But people who went to the same school can show theirs? Come on, man. Let's stop it. Let's stop it. If you have your doctorate in America from a university, you can get your proof, my nigga. You can get it. She just doesn't have it. She's just a liar. You're not a doctor, Cheyenne Bryant. You have to finish school to become that. You have to get the credentials to become that. You already know it's funny styling when you see these joints, some online, no-name, ridiculous school you supposedly got all these degrees from. That's the first red flag. See, I ain't need to know none of that. I could just listen to how this woman talk, listen to how she be slick talking, evading questions, how she will word salad, bring up some other things, say some shit that ain't got nothing to do with the question that's asked, avoid shit, talk slick, long run-on sentences that has nothing to do with the topic to distract you from the real issue, will never get into the meat and potatoes of things, will never get specific about things, will just word salad you to death. And people having a short attention span, by the time she's done talking, she talks in circles so much that you done forgot what was even asked. You done forgot what she was even supposed to be talking about. Or all you done heard was a bunch of words, and she done flipped some shit, and you done got lost. But she talks so calm that you done got finessed with the slick talk. That's all it is, man. You ain't fooling me, man. You a fraud, Mo. And it's playing out in 4K, man. It's playing out. She does not have her doctorate. You done had a real therapist coming out exposing this woman. Like, people who are currently doing the job, people who got their doctorate are calling you out for being fugazi, bam. Stop it. Stop it right now. I'm out.